Love and Marriage Huntsville. This week is starting off kind of like, We're back in Stormy's house. She's trying to convince her evil mom to go apologize to her auntie. And the woman is just, she's terrible. Like, some mothers like freak me out and make me like be grateful for my mom because some people are just awful from the core. But Stormy's house is gorgeous. I love all the land. I love the wildlife. I love everything about it. Then we see Martell. If you watch Color Me Pink's channel, she talked about Martell basically being court ordered to get therapy. You know, all this time he's been like lying and stuff. And he actually said it. He's like, well, my kids are in therapy, so the judge thought it was important for me to get therapy. And he's talking about his family. His dad did about 20 plus years in jail. Apparently, his mom asked him for stuff. And when he asked, like, they fight. Then he kind of introduces his brother, saying his brother is bad. So I'm guessing the brother did some time as well. Then Maurice selfish self takes Kimmy to like do his paint and sip classes, and he's like giving himself like a pat on the back. This is good, right? This is good. Like, nigga, you're supposed to take your wife out. Like, why do you want all these accolades? Like, this is normal date night. You did not go above and beyond. You did not mix the paint. You did not suss the artist. Like, what do you want her to say? Then I think they said something about cleaning up, and he says, oh, this is your place, or this is your specialty. And I'm looking like, Kimmy is a whole accomplished RN realtor fighting for her life with this cancer, and he's talking about this is your department. Like, ugh. I prefer his brother Marcel, because Marcel, you see the rubbish he says up front, but Maurice tries to be the bigger person. Then they start talking about his son, who they still call Monster. I don't know why, and apparently the boy has been acting like a monster lately. And she's like, it would be nice for him to see you cleaning up after yourself. And he's like, why did you bring him up? She's like, because he doesn't. And he always puts the blame on someone else. He literally snatched that boy from his mom's house talking about, a boy needs a dad. Then the boy is with him doing nothing, has no direction. But now he's like, Kimmy should tell him to do stuff even when he's not around. Nigga, where are you? This is your child. And Kimmy's like, I don't want to be the heavy hand. Like, that ain't my child. I've raised my own good boy. He's out of the house. He's doing his own thing. You raise your own child. And we see later in the episode, he tries to blame Kiowa. And I'm just like, Maurice, what is your responsibility here? Are you going to take any? So we come back to the series, and basically Maurice is still trying to say Kimmy is the problem, even though this is his child. Like, why are you not involved? And Kimmy is like, I tried to punish him one day because he didn't do something that he was supposed to do. And Maurice just didn't say anything. And Maurice is like, why do I have to say anything? He's your child too. He knows what she means when she says what she says, but Maurice is a person that takes no accountability. Even Marceau is like, dude, she was supposed to meet with Kiowa, you just dropped her there and you left. Like, that wasn't cool. But he has an excuse for everything, and he's talking about, as a lawyer, you have to meet your clients. Even Marceau is like, boy, bye. With your lawyer ass that took you 20, 50 years to get to. Like, stop it. But Maurice is never going to take accountability. God forbid Monster goes the wrong pathway. He's going to blame everybody but himself, even though he had the opportunity to step in and he didn't. Then we get to Martell, and his brother comes in. And apparently the brother too just got out of jail. I'm like, damn, Mel really went down to the gutter to marry this nigga. And he even confesses that Mel basically elevated his life, because being married to Mel organized him business-wise, family-wise, keeping him off the streets, keeping him out of trouble. So he's like trying to advise his brother the best he can. He's just like, you could channel your business savvy into something more legal versus illegal. So it's a good brother session. You could tell their relationship is not strained, but maybe they've lost contact for a while and just getting back together. And homeboy just came out of jail and is already married. I'm like, all this love after lockup girls, like, he doesn't even have his stuff together. Like, allow him get himself organized before you jump in and get married. Like, folks be tripping. But I guess he's coming to the expo to meet other business people, and hopefully it helps him stay on the straight and narrow this time around. So the day of the meeting happens. Obviously, these grown-up adults did not sit down separately to even talk about how they would tackle talking to Monster. Because Maurice looks frustrated. Kiowa looks like, oh my God, my baby. Kimmy is like, I don't want to be here. Like, why am I in it? In Nini's voice. And Monster looks like he doesn't want to be there. He's uninterested, not motivated. Apparently, his grades are slipping, his chores are slipping, everything's slipping. His mom is like, I guess they're feeling bad. She's like, maybe we could go to dinner and talk about it together, which is fine, I guess. But Maurice is coming down like super strict, not really conversing and not even trying. The fact that the boy didn't even know what, oh, you're not reflecting on it meant, that was like, he looks like he's at least 16. So I'm like, what grade is that? Shouldn't he know these words? I don't know. I hope this is just a storyline and this boy is not really having real problems, because if he is, they need to take it off the screen and talk about it privately, because this is a problem. But yeah, that was an interesting scene, and it seemed like Kimmy and Kaiwa are still very much awkward. Very much awkward. And I was just like, this is a mess. But apparently Kaiwa's gonna take him out to dinner later on in the episode, so we'll see how that goes. So they're going back and forth. Kaiwa is like, okay, maybe I should come here more. Kimmy is like, he's a touchy-feely, he's a more emotional, tactile child. It would be nice for you, Maurice, to spend time with him. This nigga is talking about, I drive him to school, I spend time with him, driving him to school, bringing him back from places. And they're like, what? How can that be your definition of you spending time with your own child? And he doesn't see it. Maurice is a problem. He's entitled, he's selfish, he's just, then he's talking about you baby him a lot. And you don't even baby him at all. So it's like we find out he's just 15, he's about to turn 16, and the boy looks proper lost. I thought the fact that he dragged him out from his mom's house was for him to spend time with him, so he does men things. But then we're finding out he doesn't even spend time with him. And if Kimmy is saying you're not spending time with him, she lives in your house, she would know. He's all defensive. He's like, I'm his biggest fan. I spend time with him. Nah, 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 nah. And in the confessional, you could tell he is pissed off at Kimmy for even telling us the real tea. Because Kimmy didn't want to talk, but he keeps dragging her in it. And if you drag her in it, you're going to get some truths. So you ready or nah? So yeah. So Stormy and her husband, Courtney, are driving. I don't know where they're going to, but they're discussing the family business and like how she needs to change some things there. But she's kind of emotional because, you know, she had to fire her cousin who was like her brother, or who is like her brother, no, was. Then she starts talking about the mom and her auntie, and apparently the mom is jealous because she spends time with her auntie, which is, her mom is very disturbing. Like, she annoys me, so I don't have nothing nice to say, so I'm not gonna say nothing. But I feel so bad for her. Like, she even says it, like, sometimes her mom gets mad at her, like when she's hanging out with her aunt and things like that. And I'm like, why would you be mad she's hanging out with your sister? Her mom has problems. She needs to seek help, and that's just that and that. But I'm excited because the new season of Love and Married to Troy is about to start. I'm very curious about the couple. Anyway, we'll talk about it when we get there. Maurice is still finger pointing, talking about Kimmy needs to hang with Kiowa. And she's like, what do we need to iron out, really, that you're telling me? And he's like, you guys still need to iron out stuff. And Kimmy is like, tell me what I need to iron out. But it was lovely to see Kiowa opening up more to his mom, wanting his mom to be more around. Because his dad ain't shit. And Kimmy, God bless her soul. Like, I would not be fighting for my life with cancer and dealing with a person like Maurice. Find somebody else to do it. Like, Maurice is exhausting. He's a finger pointer, blame game connoisseur. And she is just like trying to like move this conversation along. He's talking about family therapy. And she's like, well, I think it'll be overwhelming for all of us to kind of be a family therapy, at least initially. But introduce it with Monster, then we build from there, which makes a lot of sense. Because we saw how Monster reacted when it was all of them against him versus just him with his mom. And the boy might just need some tender loving. And he's persistent. Well, I want all the bonus parents to be present. She's like, the last meeting we had, you walked out. And he's still justifying it. How do you call a meeting and not make the meeting? Make that make sense. I cannot. But that was Love and Marriage Huntsville. Next week looks like it'll be good. This felt like a filler episode. Not a lot of, bang bang. But it was good. It was good. I like the intimate knowledge of Monster and Hopefully the boy finds his way and, gets out of the funk. Teenagers are weird, so maybe he's just being weird. All right, guys, like, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think.